Good morning. How are you all? Oh, thank you. Okay. So now we have, talked about these, three, three different great compassions yesterday. I think today, I think I'm going to continue with some kind of, discourse on, I think, the objects of, three great compassions. And such objects, such I think, observed objects are how such object and how such observed objects are being they are observed objects. I think maybe how to say I think that's okay. Such impermanence of sentient being, the emptiness of sentient being, and mere sentient being, These are the objects, So these objects, how these objects are being, The observed objects of, three great compassions, So,
you said the observed object is the impermanence of sentient beings. Isn't it the sentient beings qualified by impermanence? That's the observed object.
I'm going to tell this, I think, First, I think, I know this,
Oh, okay.
This is my topic now. First, I'm going to cover this.
Okay.
Yeah, this is, I'm just...
Sorry.
From the top, I'm starting from the top. So this is kind of summary, conclusion. The impermanence of sentient being, the emptiness of sentient being, and mere sentient being, When we say sentient being, qualified by or characterized by impermanence and being empty of inherent existence, But the meaning is the same because we talk about because when we say this we are attributing such quality to the subject, those three great compassions, It's not we are not talking about just only the mere the objects, With respect to the object themselves, they are already qualified by impermanence, qualified by being empty of inherent existence, because right after there is a sentient being, he or there is, right after any kind of sentient being arises, there must be empty of inherent existence. They must be impermanent, So therefore, it does not mean that the attribute that we are here, I would say, and the quality, I think, that we are attributing here is not, not, I think, that the objects themselves has possessed this, but rather, it is a quality which is attributed by subject. In this case, when we say the great compassion, observing observing focusless, I think, observing I think great compassion without focus would be better. Without focus. The focus. Okay. Great compassion without focus. Just, without focus. Okay. Without focus or without object or without observed object. Okay. Great compassion without without having observed object. Okay. In this case, when we say this, okay, it refers to a particular great compassion, okay, which is directly conjoined with wisdom realizing emptiness of sentient beings. Okay, that way, wisdom attributes emptiness to sentient beings. Okay, so therefore, I think due to this, due to this, okay, such great compassion is also, directly influenced, okay, by the conjoining, okay, wisdom, and then that compassion also, holds, I think, emptiness of sentient being as its own, observed object, okay. So it does not mean the compassion is great compassion is apprehending, okay, apprehending the emptiness of sentient being, because with respect to the mode of apprehensions of three great compassions, there's no difference. Okay, there's no difference. Okay. What difference? The difference lies, okay. The only difference is the only difference is the observed object, okay. These three great compassions has their own observed objects, which are different from each other, okay. So it is, how to say, I think, conveniently, I think, if we say, it would be very more convenient and, I think more convenient to recognize those observed objects as, impermanence of sentient being, mere sentient being, and the emptiness of sentient being, okay. The meaning is that the focus or the observed object is not just, is not meant just, not meant, the observed object themselves, to possess such qualities. Rather, it is attributed by subject, okay, consciousness. Here, subject consciousness refers to the wisdom realizing emptiness of sentient beings, which is directly directly, I think, conjoins the great compassion. Okay. Okay. So, see. Okay. I think. If you say the qualified by impermanence, okay, then what do you mean by that? Subjectively or just, objectively? If objectively, then there's no any difference. Objectively, all sentient beings are qualified by being impermanent and by being empty of inherent existence from the beginning of time. Okay. Then this means subjectively, okay, qualified by subjects, qualified by, I think, qualified by, I think, no, qualified by, I think, subjective, I think, I think here qualified means, okay, means the qualified sentient beings qualified, what is it? Qualified by impermanence, okay, and qualified by being empty of inherent existence here means subjectively, I think. Subjectively qualified. Subjectively qualified by impermanence. Subjectively qualified by being empty of inherent existence. Okay, so that's the meaning. If that is the meaning, okay, then it should be. It is more clear that impermanence of sentient being and emptiness of sentient beings are the focused object or observed objects of these great compassions.
Impermanence is the observed object of great compassion.
Yes.
Isn't impermanence the observed object of the wisdom understanding impermanence? And sentient beings are the observed object of compassion?
Yeah. Okay. Sentient beings are sentient beings. Okay. Sentient beings is the observed object of all of these three great compassions. Okay. Now the difference with regard to the observed object is that one is mere sentient being. Okay. Then impermanence of sentient being, and then empty of inherent existence of emptiness of sentient being. Okay, emptiness of sentient being. Okay, so this is the difference.
In English, saying the impermanence of sentient beings, impermanence is your noun.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So that would mean that the observed object of compassion would be impermanence.
Yes,
okay.
Impermanence, yes, yeah.
So then the observed object of the wisdom understanding impermanence and the observed object of great compassion are the same?
Oh, I see. Okay, I understand. Yeah. Impermanence of sentient being, okay. The wisdom realizing impermanence of sentient being, and wisdom realizing, the great compassion, okay. You mean, the object, same or no, you mean, oh, I see. Observed object, yeah, there's a common ground. There's a common basis between them, okay. For instance, the sentient being is sentient being, okay. Sentient being is the observed object of both of them, okay. Then impermanence of sentient being, okay. With regard to impermanence of sentient being, when you say impermanence of sentient being is the referent object of wisdom realizing impermanence of sentient being, but not the mere observed object, okay. So there's a observed object and referent apprehended object.
Which is the Tibetan term we're using for referent object?
Referent, or I mean, apprehended object would be better, maybe. Apprehended object. Apprehended object. Okay. So apprehended object. Okay. So the impermanence of sentient being is the apprehended object of wisdom realizing impermanence of sentient beings, and impermanence of sentient being is not mere observed object of the wisdom realizing impermanence of sentient being. Okay, but here, impermanence of sentient being is the mere observed object of great compassion of phenomena, observing phenomena. Great compassion, observing phenomena. Okay, yeah. Great compassion, observing phenomena. Okay, yeah.
Before you said that sentient beings were the observed object of the great compassion observing phenomena.
Yes, and as well as the compassion. Okay, but impermanence of sentient being is the mere observed object of great compassion, observing phenomena, but not the apprehended object of such great compassion. Impermanence of sentient being is the mere, is the observed, I think, not all, apprehended object of wisdom realizing impermanence of sentient being. Okay. Does it make sense? Well, impermanence of sentient being. Okay. Yeah, I think, okay, there's, okay. Impermanence of sentient being, okay. Impermanence of sentient being is the mere observed object of great sentient being observing phenomena. Observing phenomena. Mere, not mere here means that it is not the apprehended object of such great compassion. Okay. Impermanence of sentient being is not apprehended object of great compassion observing phenomena. Apprehend means, okay, in this case, Dumad and Trekova means that to be free from, cycle existence. Okay. To be sentient beings, to be free from cycle existence would be the apprehended object of great compassion. Okay. The wish is the subject. Okay. Apprehended object. Okay. Tev Goba means that the need. Okay. The need for all sentient beings to be free from cycle existence, or all sentient beings to be free from all sentient beings. Okay, Chal Goba, I think Java. I think freedom would be okay. Freedom from cycle existence. I think. I think okay. Does it make sense? Okay. Tell Goba means that. Okay, there are three modes. I think. Chawa Gyurji, Tenajimaro, Chawa Dagichaw. 3 modes. Is that Tenajimaro is, I think, need. I think you can say in English, need. Need for all sentient beings to be free from cycle existence. Okay, and also that all sentient beings must be free from or must obtain. I think must obtain freedom from cycle existence. I think that's more clear. I think all sentient beings must achieve, must obtain freedom from cycle existence. Okay, that is the referent object, or what do you call it? Apprehended object. Okay, apprehended object of great compassion. Okay, so as with regard to the apprehended object. Okay. With regard to the apprehended object of 3 great compassions, okay, all of them are the same, okay. Apprehended object of 3 great compassion, is the same, okay.
So you've given us 2. For all sentient beings to be free from cycle of existence, and all sentient beings must obtain freedom from cycle of existence.
Well, this is the apprehended, I think. apprehended object of great compassion. Okay. Okay. And also you can say nirvana itself can be, nirvana. If you shorten your apprehended object, nirvana. Okay. Cessation of afflictive emotion, cessation of suffering. Okay. Just as when renunciation is created, okay, renunciation also apprehends liberation, okay, for one's own sake, okay. Here, you are apprehending liberation for the sake of all sentient beings, okay, or as others' interests. Okay, now see this. So, when you attribute, okay, once you attribute, okay, impermanence to sentient beings, okay, with your wisdom realizing impermanence of sentient being, okay, at that very moment, okay, your great compassion also, directly, influenced, and then since this object is the same, okay, sentient beings, okay, so when such great compassion focuses on sentient beings, it also focuses this, the emptiness of sentient being, okay, focuses on, I think, or observe, I think, it observes the emptiness of sentient being and impermanence of sentient being.
So to say, compassion, observing sentient beings qualified by momentary impermanence, that would mean great compassion conjoined with wisdom realizing the impermanence of sentient beings.
Oh yeah, directly.
Directly conjoined.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So the effect, the effect that brings by wisdom realizing impermanence is very immense. Okay. On the compassion. So that compassion also automatically observe its own object, sentient beings, okay, as impermanent. Okay. So therefore, impermanence of sentient being becomes its, observed object. Okay, but it is not an apprehended object. So otherwise, if the impermanence and emptiness, the qualification of impermanence and emptiness are not. If the qualification of qualification for impermanence and emptiness are not met, I think, subjectively, okay, then it would be very hard for us to distinguish between those three different great compassions. Okay, so when we distinguish them by their observed object. Okay, when we say sentient beings qualified by impermanence, qualified by emptiness, it simply means they are qualified subjectively. Okay. If it is objectively, then there's no any difference, because all sentient beings are, from the beginning of this time, they are qualified by impermanence, qualified by emptiness. So this is like, since this is the case, okay, since this is the case, great compassion observing phenomena, okay, observe impermanence, okay, of sentient being, okay, and also the great compassion observing emptiness also observes emptiness of sentient being, okay, but it does not apprehend emptiness. So, yeah, okay. Here it means that some kind of common basis, okay? Common basis, when we say, okay, I think we need to have some clarification for this, okay? This is first step, okay? Now, how impermanence of sentient beings and emptiness of sentient beings are, okay? Observed object of, great compassions of, great compassions, observing, phenomena and emptiness, okay? So here, the great compassion observing phenomena, okay, focuses on sentient beings, okay, and wishes, I think, that all sentient beings be free from, okay, all, samsaric problematic nature, okay. When this, kind of, mechanism unfolds, okay, this, particular compassion also, focuses on sentient beings, as a, common basis between being a sentient being as being impermanent, okay. Not just impermanence, okay. It just doesn't impermanence or just emptiness, okay. You do not, feel compassion for emptiness, okay. But in this case, when we say, okay, in this context, when we say great compassion observing emptiness, observes emptiness of sentient beings, it means that it observes the common basis between sentient being, and being empty of inherent existence. Okay. Hold, but it does not mean apprehend. Okay. There's a kind of tendency. Okay. Due to I think, great, I think, influence, okay. Due to the great influence, made by, I think, the wisdom realizing emptiness and the wisdom realizing impermanence of sentient beings. Okay, these are your, I think this is, I think we can also extrapolate from this to many different areas if we have time, okay. Make some analysis, okay. Do you have any other areas to contrast to this or to compare with this? Areas, areas of topics, Now, I think, is this clear or not?
You mean like in
Not
contrast,
clear.
seeing sentient beings is very attractive and liking them as a contrast?
No.
No.
I think, okay. Yeah. How do you generate compassion? First, when do you generate compassion? What sort of compassion you have? Okay. Yeah, also, okay. And do you attribute impermanence to sentient beings? Do you attribute emptiness to sentient beings? No, you don't attribute, but mere sentient beings you focus on. Okay, now it's okay. Do you attribute inherent existence of sentient beings?
Yes.
Oh, okay. At that point, observed object would be inherent existence of sentient being as well as sentient being itself, both. Okay?
So
This is my comparison.
So the
I'm saying there should be some comparisons you need to put forth, then we can discuss. And also maybe contrast. Contrast, can I say?
So the mere observed object would be the inherent existence of the sentient being, and the apprehended object would be wishing them to be free of cyclic existence.
Wishing is a
Needing them to be free of the sufferings of cyclic existence.
Need. Great need for all. Great need to free all sentient beings from cyclic existence. Great need, or intense need, or unbearable need. Okay. So I think unbearable need would be good for you. Unbearable need for all sentient beings to be free from cyclic existence. Okay, that is the observed. No, that is the what do you call it? Apprehended object. Okay, when we have 14 Lhundup Tao Geshe, we say Lhundup Tao Geshe means 14 neutral, mistaken views. Okay. So this is very good, If you compare this, with 14 erroneous, neutral views, So very good to compare this three great compassions, With regard to establishing their observed object for yourself, It is, I think, advisable and it is beneficial, indeed, to compare this, with I think, observed objects of 14 erroneous neutral views. I think it will take too much time. I think if I go, I think maybe I can do this, and then later on, if I have time, I will send this, to you. Okay. Okay. So what I'm saying is, if you attribute inherent existence, if you attribute permanence, then that very compassion also observes permanence, observes inherent existence. Likewise, when you attribute emptiness, impermanence by your wisdom, that very then your compassion also observes impermanence of sentient beings, emptiness of sentient beings. So that is just kind of mechanism. So now here I think can you read many Tibetan commentators. This is Tsongkhapa's illumination of thought. Many Tibetan commentators said that the second compassion observes momentary disintegration, and the third observes the absence of inherent existence. So here I think I need to make some clarification for this, And in Tibetan version is that mikwa, like that. In this case, valid cognition. This many Tibetan commentators. These Tibetan commentators meant that the second compassion. What is second compassion? Great compassion observing phenomena. Observes momentary disintegration. They mean that here observe means perceives, validly perceives, momentary disintegration. Or, not that, how to say, incontrovertibly, incontrovertibly perceives, or incontrovertibly perceives. This is the meaning, You need to, because this is, when we, in the debating courtyard, this is a main point, main point. Monks debate on this, Tsongkhapa says this, now. So here we don't have much time to debate on this, so we need to makes some kind of, clarification for this. Okay, here, observes. Okay, English word. Mikba in Tibetan, observes. I think we're transitive verb. Observes. Mikba. Mikba means in this Tibetan version, mikba has many connotations. Okay, in this case, perceives, I think, incontrovertibly perceives momentary disintegration. And third compassion, okay, incontrovertibly perceives the absence of inherent existence. That's their, that is their, assertion. So this cannot be, valid, because these are see here, Tsongkhapa says, Tsongkhapa goes on to say that these are explanations by those who have not understood well the subjective aspects and objects of observation of these two compassions. For it is necessary to assert that both have the aspect of wishing that sentient beings be freed, and be freed from suffering. And if momentariness and the absence of inner existence are asserted as the object of these aspects, then a single compassion would have two discordant aspects, as it mode of apprehension. Mode of apprehension. Yeah, okay. So, because the second would have this is just footnote. Okay. So, it is necessary to assert that both have the aspect of wishing that sentient being number doubt. Okay, this is okay. Number okay. Yeah, it's okay. And then if momentariness and the absence of inner existence were asserted as object of these aspects, object of these aspects is English, okay, English word. But in Tibetan, nambeyu. Nambeyu means object of apprehension. Nambeyul. Beyul. Nambeyul, here, I will say. Nambeyu means object of apprehension or apprehended object. Yes, object of apprehension. Number, okay. Number means that. Number, mikba. Number and mikba, there's two, okay. Number is, okay, sometimes number refers to reflection, image of, okay. Image, I think, image of the object, and also reflection of the object, okay, number. Sometimes it refers to apprehension. In this case, number refers to apprehension, okay. Zimba. Mikba and zindang. You can also say mikba and zindang. And okay, so in this place, have the aspect of what is the moment as an object of these aspects. Okay. Object of these aspects means object of these aspects. Okay. These aspects. In English, it also refers to this compassion themselves. Yes. Yeah, can refer to compassions, but it means that object of these aspects means the object of these apprehensions. Object of these apprehensions also means apprehended object. Have you seen this, version? Many Tibetan commentators in the illumination thought. Okay, say the second compassion observes momentary disintegration. What does that mean? Okay, observes momentary. Which is according to such Tibetan commentators. What do they mean by saying this? Okay, they mean observe means okay, incontrovertibly cognize or perceive. I think incontrovertibly perceive. Incontrovertibly perceives momentary disintegration, and the third also incontrovertibly perceives the absence of inherent existence. That's what said by these Tibetan commentators. Okay, so this is not valid. Such statement is not valid. The reason is there. Okay. See, these are okay. It is necessary to assert that both have the aspect of wishing the sentient beings. Okay, be free from the aspect. Okay, aspect means apprehension. I think both have the mode of apprehension, such that wishing, I think mode of wishing. I think or mode of apprehension. Okay, mode of apprehension that the what is it? That I think sentient beings, okay, be freed from suffering. Does it make sense? It's necessary to assert that both have aspect of wishing, means both have the aspect of wishing that sentient beings be freed from suffering. Aspect, okay, this is the word aspect, means here. Apprehension here, okay. Both have the apprehension, mode of apprehension. Both have the mode of apprehension of, I think, both have the mode of apprehension of wishing that, I think, that's what I think. That is more clear, I think. Aspect is, but Tibetan number is very clear. Does it make sense? Okay. So if you put some, footnote between this, okay, words, then the intended meaning will be more clear. Okay, now this is okay. Now I think I'm going to jump to, I think. Now we have, the meaning of the text, I think. We have 4 parts. Meaning of the title of Madhyamaka Avatara, obeisance of the translators, meaning of the text, meaning of the conclusion. These are the 4 main, parts of the text. Now, meaning of the text, so the third one, meaning of the text. The meaning of the text has 4 parts also. The expression of worship, means of beginning to compose the treatise, actual body of the treatise composed, why that the treatise was, where that the treatise was composed, and dedication of the virtue of composing of the treatise. Now I think we have actual body of the second one, the actual body of the treatise composed. We have covered expression of worship, means of beginning to compose the treatise. We have done that, okay. We have done with that, okay. Now we are in the section called actual body of the treatise composed, okay. So actual body of the treatise composed. In Tibetan. This section has also 2 parts, causal grounds and resultant ground. Causal grounds has 3 parts. Ways of protecting the path of this system in general, those of practicing on the level of common beings in particular, and presentation of the grounds of Bodhisattva superiors. Okay, 3 parts, okay. Causal grounds has 3 parts. The first one is ways of practicing the paths of this system in general, those of practicing on the level of common beings in particular, second one. And then presentation of the grounds of Bodhisattva superiors, this is the third one, okay. Ways of practicing the paths of this system in general, okay. Is if here in Chandrakirti's text, the profound and the vast paths of Bodhisattvas are arranged, okay, following the protector Nagarjuna, how are the stages of the path proceeding to Buddhahood asserted in the later system, okay. okay, this is the question. Okay, now the purpose of the response is settling the systems of the second Buddha, the Honorable Nagarjuna, and so forth, through hearing and thinking. Its thinking is to find great conviction in the ways to protect the pure path. You therefore will not be led astray by similitudes of Umajuba, Madhyamaka Avatar. Okay, conveys the profound and vast practices. Okay, and explains the profound and vast paths, and then it is also such explanation is made in accordance with Acharya Nagarjuna. Okay, so following Acharya Nagarjuna, Chandrakirti has made explanations of profound and vast paths. Okay, so here I think in short I think many the body, or the complete body of path. Okay, with respect to with respect to denoting, or with respect to explaining, maybe with respect to instructing on. With respect to instructing on one whole body structure of path. Okay, there are only three texts written by Acharya Nagarjuna. Okay, Precious Garland and Changchu Semte. Okay, and Changchu Semte, commentary on Bodhicitta, and Chuyin Teba, Press to Dharma Dadu. Okay, so these three. Okay, and then on top of that, I think there are other, like here I think he also mentioned about this. This is and then I think how to say, and also I think the Shivala Shantideva. Okay, Acharya Shantideva's Bodhisattva way of life, and Labakundideva, compendium of Laba. Laba is what? Laba. Yeah, I think compendium of trainings, maybe. Okay. Labakundi. Okay. So these are, he pointed out, Tsongkhapa pointed out these texts. Okay. To study and to fathom. Okay. And in short, I think all of these, are mentioned in the great stages. Lamrim Chemo, gradual path to enlightenment. Great treatise on gradual path to enlightenment. Acharya Chandrakirti. Okay. Describing the greater vehicles, the path. Okay. The great path, I think, great path, I think, including both, vast and profound aspects. Okay, he explain these, paths, following the instructions given by Acharya Nagarjuna. Okay, Acharya Nagarjuna has also had composed many texts. Okay, among them, there are only three texts which covers whole, whole, that covers whole system of whole system of path that lead to full enlightenment. Okay, and then there are also, we need to supplement some of the, how to say, some of, there's also some supplements that we need to, apply. These supplements are provided mainly by Shivala Shantideva, Acharya Shantideva, okay, in his Bodhisattva way of life, and mainly in Lhundup, compendium of training. Okay, so we need to read these two texts very often. Okay, Tangsung Tabeshi, Tang is give up, Song is protect, Tawa is purification, Bewa is to increase. Okay, Lu Longju Gewa, body, enjoyments, and the virtuous activities that are accumulated in 3 times. Okay, so we give up all of these, to all sentient beings. Dhamma is that. So is protect. Okay, so if you give, okay, these, to other sentient beings, then you need to protect the resource. Okay, you need to cherish and protect the resource. Okay, so soma. Okay, and then tawa is purification, bewa is to increase. Okay, so these are very, very important. Okay, very, very important. We need to fathom, okay, all of this. So okay, then if you expand your knowledge, this is how you expand your knowledge about knowledge, which is very much related to your own practice. Okay, then if you, how to say, condense, okay, or if you boil that kind of instruction, it can boil down to Chenju Lamdra. What is that? Lamdra and Lamdra. Okay, lamb. Okay, lamb of path. Okay, lamb of path by Adisha, and also Tsongkhap's, great Lamdra Chama, gradual path to enlightenment. Okay. Okay, so this is okay. Now I think next, I think this is one. Then we don't need to go word by word. Okay. Then so here I think third item. By what functioning of a subject is suchness directly seen? In answer to this question, okay, Nagarjuna says that conventionally the mind sees suchness directly. Also, his praise of the element of attributes says, when a stone garment which has become stained with contaminations and is to be cleansed by fire is put in the fire, its stains are burnt, but it is not. So with regard to Yeshi, okay, here, okay, it's a okay, praise of the element of attributes. Okay, Nagarjuna. Okay, Nagarjuna says, suchness directly. That's okay. This is done. Now also his praise of the Nagarjuna's praise of the element of attributes. Okay, it's Chundoba. Okay, the Tibetan version is Chundoba. Okay, says that when a stone garment. Okay, now it's okay. This is okay. English is okay. Now what I'm saying is that we say here. Okay, Yeshi. 나도 이게 정하지. 등이 왜세 많이 넣었어. 오케이. 지들 미 다고 나도 팀에 오케이 나. 오케이 대신 왜세가 있음. 오케이 됐어. Here. Okay, now I will read the verse. when a stone garment, okay, dogyu yuko in Tibetan, stone garment is known as dogyu yuko in Tibetan, which has become stained with contaminations and is to be cleansed by fire, is put in fire. Its stains are burnt, but it is not, okay, that is the case. But this is the example. Then, so with regard to the mind of clear light, okay, what is it? Mind of clear light, which has the stains of desire and so forth, okay. When he here, clear light, when we say clear light, mind of clear light is means that clear light, mind of clear light, in Tibetan. So in this case, I think Acharya Nagarjuna, okay, shows that all the defilement are not how to say, engrossed in the mind by its nature. Or no, Rangshila Shuma, okay, I was, it's not how to say, embedded, all the defilements are not embedded, the nature of mind, okay. Oh, yeah, okay, nature of mind. So when we say, okay, all the defilement, all the obstructions are not embedded in the nature of mind. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, it is in the mind. Okay, yes, defilement and obstruction to omniscience and afflicted emotion. Okay, and their seeds are in the mind. Okay, but they are not in the nature of mind. Okay, when we say this, so what does that mean? Okay, so it has generally speaking, it has two meanings. Okay, but here when we say the defilement and obscurations, afflictions, and the seeds of afflictions are not embedded in the nature of mind. It means that the nature of mind is the ultimate nature. Okay, in this case, ultimate nature of mind. Okay, ultimate nature of mind. In the ultimate nature of mind, there's no any conventional nature. Not only defilement, but also any kind of conventional nature is not there. Okay, so therefore, okay, all the defilement are considered or regarded not being embedded in the nature of mind. Okay, see, if any, not only the defilement, okay, or obstruction, but any conventional, okay, phenomena is embedded in the nature of mind, then what would have to be, okay? What would become? Mind should inherently exist. Mind would have to be inherently existent, okay? When you investigate the nature of mind, when you investigate ultimate nature of mind, okay, you will not investigate, okay, or how to say, search, I think, the constituent parts of mind for mind itself, okay. You will not find, okay, mind, okay. So therefore, if, okay, any conventional, phenomena is embedded in the nature of mind, then that conventional nature would have to be ultimately existent. Okay, if there's in the nature of, I think, in the nature of mind, in the ultimate nature of mind, if there were any conventional phenomena, then mind itself would have to be truly existent, okay? So therefore, since, okay, mind itself is not truly existent, okay? Any defilement that are, existent, are not inherently existent. So, given that, okay, given that is the situation, there's no, I think, there's nothing, none of conventional phenomena exists in the nature of mind. So this is, one thing. Okay, now Timalubova is this adventitious. See, all the defilement, okay, all obstruction to omniscience is adventitious. When we say, okay, adventitious, okay, that means they can be, removed once and for all. Okay, if you apply the antidote to them. Lubova is adventitious. But here, Versala, mind of clear light. Here's a mind of clear light. Okay, so okay, this is now here. I think when this is one thing. Now here, okay, the defilement. Okay, the defilement or the obstructions in the mind are stopped, okay, if you apply antidote. But the continuity of the mind is not stopped, okay. So likewise, when you say, okay, the mind, okay, that apprehends inherent existence, okay, or mind that is associated with anger or attachment or jealousy, conceit, and those, affective mental factors. If you said such mind can continue, after the Buddhahood or not. Because here, when, this text, the praise of the element of attribute says that, so with regard to the mind of clear light, which has the stains of desire and so forth, its stains are burnt by wisdom's fire, okay, but not clear light, okay. The clear light can be, clear light, Vesawa is clear light means that the defilement is not embedded in the nature of mind, okay. Therefore, the mind itself is naturally clear, okay. Naturally clear, okay. Naturally clear means it does not mean conventionally clear, okay. Maybe some of the minds are not conventionally clear, dull, There are many dull minds, okay. But here, naturally clear means very clear, yeah. Clear of, conventionality, or especially, those defilements, okay. The mind which apprehends inherent existence, okay. And also mind that is associated with attachment, anger, jealousy, conceit, okay. And so these minds are okay. If we put a question, okay, as to those, mind, whether those mind can traverse, okay, all along the path to, all the path, okay, all the path to omniscience or not. It should be, because they're here. Nagarjuna says, so with regard to the mind of clear light, okay, which is the stains of desire and so forth, okay, desha. So its stains are burnt by wisdom pipe, but not the clear light, okay. The clear light means here mind, okay, the clear light refers to mind or mind itself. Mind itself is clear light, okay. Mind is, ingrained, okay. Ordinary mind is ingrained, okay. How to say? Embedded, engrossed, I think. Okay. Engrossed in, I think, negative emotions. Or maybe, how to say? I think associated, okay, or associated, okay. How do we, okay, associated, okay. There are 5 similarities, okay, also. The mind can be associated with affective emotions with 5 similarities, okay. So such mind is also clear light. So if that is the case, then such mind can, travel all the way to Buddhahood or not. That is the question, okay. See, okay, I think when you have a burning iron, okay, if you, extinguish that, fire, okay, the continuity of the matter, the continuity of the substance of matter will, is still there, okay. But the continuity of the fire, or the continuity of the, what do you call it? Hot, hot texture, or how do you say? Yeah. The continuity of the hot, the quality of being hot is not there. Likewise, the continuity of the mind, okay, which is only, which is associated with affective emotions, can be, still, can be, I think, can exist, I think, even at the Buddha, even at the, how to say, even at the Buddhahood, I think, okay. Does it make sense? Even at the Buddhahood, okay. This is some kind of, argument, okay. This mind, okay, associated with affective emotions, whether this sort of, mind can continue up to Buddhahood or not, okay. And then when you say the attachment, anger, okay. Anger, the continuity of the anger, the continuity of the attachment. Attachment and anger themselves are ceased, okay. Once, you have achieved nirvana and omniscience, okay. But how about the continuity? For instance, when you achieve Buddhahood, the continuity of yourself is still there, okay. But you are no longer. You are no. You will not be no longer there, okay. So how about, the attachment, the continuity of the attachment, and continuity of the anger? If you say, okay, no, they cannot. Even the continuity of anger and the continuity of jealousy, attachment, cannot go, up to Buddhahood or Nirvana, because what is the reason? Because they are
adventitious.
Adversion, the mind apprehending inherent existence is also adventitious. Mind apprehending inherent existence is also adventitious. Okay, adventitious. Okay. So it is subject. It can, the continuity of such mind can, travel, okay, after the Buddhahood. Because here, in this, text clearly says this. Whatever is said, you see, the defilement is cleared, but not the mind. Okay. So how about mental factors? No. Okay. The mind, the continuity of the mind can travel. Okay. See, not only just ordinary, just mere mind, but mind which is associated with mental, associated with afflictive emotions. Okay. For instance, the attachment. Attachment can has its associated mind with 5 similarities. So such mind can also travel to the Buddhahood. The continuity of this, the continuity of such mind travel up to the Buddhahood. But that attachment cannot. The continuity of the attachment. For instance, the fire, what is the burning? What is the burning liquefied iron? Does it make sense? Burning liquefied iron. You have this. At that point, iron and fire have already become same entity. Okay. After some time, okay. After it cooled down, okay. Then, at that very moment, there's no continuity of the hotness, but there is continuity of the iron, continuity of the substance of iron. Okay. Likewise, okay. Even though now they are associated with 5 similarities, okay. Once you remove these negative, the purely negativities, okay, like attachment, anger, jealousy, conceit, but your mind, the continuity of your mind still goes on, okay, up to the Buddhahood. So there's no end to it, but there is end to the continuity of the attachment, anger, jealousy, conceit, and all these negative emotions. Okay.
You've only given analogies, but haven't really said why. And it seems to me you have to say that these negative emotions can't go on because there's no basis for them, because your wisdom has eradicated the ignorance.
Oh yes, wisdom has eradicated. Yeah, because once wisdom realizing emptiness has eradicated those negative emotions. Okay, so yeah, this is one thing. But not only that. Okay, but this also I'm saying the continuity. Okay, you see. Okay, the continuity of the mind is changing. Okay, what is it? Variable, okay. It varies momentarily. Now it's associated with afflictive emotions. Maybe after a while, okay, it can be a virtuous mind. Okay, so it varies, momentarily. Sometimes it turns to virtuous, sometimes it turns to non-virtuous, sometimes neutral. Okay, so therefore the continuity of the mind is, mind goes on and it will not end, even when the sentient beings attains Buddhahood. But with respect to the continuity of the anger and conceit and all these negative emotions, okay, not only all of them are ceased to function, okay, but also the continuity of them also ceased. Okay. So if you say continuity, okay, that's something, okay. Now this is no good. Later moment this can be good. But with respect to the attachment, and then what do we conceit and anger and so on. Okay, so we don't say the continuity of this can go. Okay, there's no okay continuity of the any kind of negative emotions on the level of Buddhahood, on the level of arhats. But there is a continuity of the mind which once associated with negative emotions on the level of Buddhahood, on the level of Buddhas and arhats. Makes sense or not? Little bit, I think. So cease, negative emotion cease to function, and the continuity of it cease to function has different connotations. When you say it is eradicated, such and such negative emotions are eradicated by application of such and such antidotes, it means there will not any circumstance where it gives rise to you, okay, gives rise to negative emotion, okay. This is, I think, this analogy is good. I think fire, this burning liquid iron, okay, very hot. At that moment, the hot temperature, and that the fire, because of this iron, have become, I think, same entity. Okay, if you put some water on it, okay, then the continuity of the substance of iron becomes more, how to say, manifest, I think, and it is still there, but the continuity of the hotness is not there. It's likewise, I think this is analogy. Likewise, here you say what is the here, okay, contamination, okay, stained, okay, contaminations, okay, the garment with contaminations, okay. When a stone garment which becomes stained with contaminations, it is to be cleansed by fire, okay. So when the contamination is gone, okay, but the garment is still there, okay. So this is, it clearly shows that the continuity of the mind is still there, okay. When he says this, okay, this continuity of the mind also refers to the mind which once associated with negative emotions, also associated, virtuous activities or neutral activities in samsara, okay. Yeah, I think the continuity, okay. So I think okay. Now when we have 5 omnipresent mental factors, okay, and so definite mental factors, what do you call Yunginga, 5 mental factors with definite objects, I think. So okay, so all of them, okay, all of these, mental factors, okay, also can the continuity of 5 omnipresent mental factors, and the 5 determined 5, I think, mental factors with determined objects, or with I think Yunginga is determined objects, I think. Their object is kind of determined, okay, with determined objects, I think it's for the time being, okay, just loosely. Okay, so these, mental factors the continuity of such mental factors can go up to Buddhahood. Okay? So now we have 6 root and 20 minor afflictive emotions. Okay? So all of these, afflictive emotions, not only all of this, but also the continuity of them cannot go, okay, up to nirvana and omniscience. So this is, I think, one of the points I'm trying to raise here. I think later on you have maybe some questions to work on this. Yeah, I think we can have some questions answered maybe.
This question goes back a little ways, but are those bearing the great vehicle lineage who are followers of faith, is that a different sect or lineage than, or is it just those within a lineage?
Within the lineage.
Oh, okay.
Within the
Thank you.
lineage. When we say the following of the faith, we should not underestimate, okay? Much sharp, all of them are very much sharp, virtuous faculty compared to myself, compared to me. Yeah, within the lineage, yes.
One question from, maybe it was even 2 days ago, I'm not sure. You were talking about mine, the whole discussion about I and mine. And you were saying the mode of apprehension, like it's, I don't understand how the mode of apprehension can be something that doesn't exist. Mine, it's like we say, yeah, I'm not sure if I can ask the question well because I didn't review this well, but when we talk about I, we say that we're saying that on the basis of the inherently existent I is on the basis of a mere I. A mere I exists. So how can mine have a mode of something that it's mode of apprehension that is something saying it's mine? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right.
Yeah, I think
Something, does mine exist?
Oh, I see. No, I think maybe I understand your question.
Okay.
I would say something, okay, if that does not answer your question, then again you may ask another one. Okay. See, when we say mine, okay. Mine, here I think, what is this? The view, okay. Mine, when we say mine, okay. The view of transitory here, I think. Wrong view of transitory apprehending mind, okay. Or adhering to, I think that is good. Adhering to mind. View of transitory adhering to mind. Oh, mind, okay. This is English, okay. Hard to remember this, okay. View of transitory adhering to mind, okay. So here, adhering to mind means that you innately, okay, attribute inherently existent I, okay. Then you how to say, your psychophysical aggregates, okay, as well as your positions, you qualify, okay, all of these, or including your psychophysical aggregates. Attribute, I think you attribute as, how to say, as utilized, okay, as possessed by inherently existent I. So that is the adhering to mind. That means adhering to mind. So, yeah, you innately generate, okay, inherently existent I, okay, first, Tambonga, initially, this is first step, okay. Then Number two, okay. After this is first moment, okay. And then at second moment, you may generate, when you see your psychophysical aggregates, okay. Maybe when you just depends on when you encounter some kind of situation, okay. Where you encounter some situation it's not fixed, I think. Just so you if you how to say, think about your psychophysical aggregates. If you think about some other possessions, okay, you naturally I think attribute, I think, that such and such things are inherently such things are to be utilized, okay, to be owned, or to be utilized, or to be enjoyed by inherently existent I. This is the mode of apprehension of view of transitory adhering to mind. Mode of apprehension is existent. The object of apprehension, apprehended object, is non-existent. Mode of apprehension is existent, but apprehended object is non-existent. Because you need to recognize mode of apprehension from your first-hand experience. Mode of apprehension is there, somewhere. No, I'm just kidding. Inside you, I mean. Okay, mode of apprehension is where is mode of apprehension? Mode of apprehension of I consciousness. Okay, where is mode of apprehension of I consciousness? It lies with I consciousness. And also, when you conceptually, apprehend that I am inherently existent, okay, that's such conception, okay. The mode of apprehension of such conception lies with your thought. So as I said earlier, if there is any conventional phenomena, within or inside the nature of mind, it's no good. It's no good means against the reality, If any conventional phenomena invaded, conventional phenomena invaded in the nature of mind, then the ultimate, what do you call? The analysis of the ultimate nature of mind, or the wisdom, I think would be better. Wisdom analyzing ultimate nature of mind must be able to find it. Must be able to find it. Since that is not the case, therefore, that is not the case. So therefore, there's no any conventional phenomena that possibly invade in the nature of mind. So that is the generality. So if that is the case, since that is the case, then any defilement, any obstruction to whether any obstruction to liberation or any obstruction to omniscience cannot be embedded in the nature of mind. So that is that is the meaning. So this is the particular meaning. How to say, established by Madhyamika school system, okay. Chitramata school system would say something else than this. They, all of them say, Vasa, clay, mind of clay light, all of them, how to say, assert. Chitramata school system and Madhyamika school system, okay. Both of, I think, both of Chitramata school system and Madhyamika school system assert that mind, okay, mind of clear light, okay. And also they, both of them assert that mind is not naturally invaded by any defilement. That is the common assertion, okay. But the meaning is different. According to Chitramatra, okay, it means any defilement with embedded in mind is advantageous, can be removed. That's all. Okay. Madhyamika school system's understanding is more deeper, okay. More deeper, more profound. Okay. And then, okay, we have the here Sarjesam, stainless wisdom, and what is this? Contaminated wisdom. No, mind, contaminated mind, and stainless mind. Here, knowledge of wisdom free from the darkness of ignorance. Therefore, it would be denied to link Sarja and Same together. Sakwa is affliction. Okay, Sakwa means affliction. Same means, I mean, literally. I mean, Sakwa refers to affliction. Sakwa the Jeva means with affliction. Okay, and Sakwa Meva means freed from affliction. This is just literal meaning, but here it's mostly uncontaminated wisdom. I think uncontaminated wisdom and contaminated wisdom. Okay. Sarji, Sabat Yeshi, Sami Yeshi. Okay. I think okay. When a bodhisattva's uncontaminated wisdom, conjoined with compassion and so forth, is divided into parts. Each part is called a ground. Okay. Because it is a base of qualities. Okay. The four topics by which the grounds are explained are the nature of the. It's okay. Now, by etymology, in accordance with Pasubandhus, okay, here, okay, treasure of manifest knowledge, okay, Avidama Kosh Karega. Some, okay, Avidama Kosh. Some Jayananda and some Tibetans, okay, explain the nature of uncontaminated wisdom as uncontaminated in the sense of not being amenable to the increase of contamination. This is very much, this is in accordance with Abhidhamma, okay, Abhidhamma Kosh Karega, okay. This does not fit here, okay. Amenable to the increase of contaminations, okay. To the increase of contamination. Here, contamination means afflictions, okay. Sakwa, afflictions, okay. Contamination means sakwa. Sakwa means nyomoba, affliction. Okay. Meaning is that the nature of uncontaminated wisdom is defined as uncontaminated in the sense of not being amenable to the increase of to the increase of affliction. Okay. Contamination or affliction. Okay. But sakwa, the meaning is affliction. Okay. To the increase of afflictions. Okay. They have not understood the uncommon meaning. Okay. Now, in this system, in our system, okay. In our own system, the contaminated is anything polluted by either ignorance. Okay. Here, the contaminated. The meaning of contaminated is anything polluted by either ignorance, the conception of true existence, or is predisposing latencies. Okay, this is the meaning. Okay, The uncontaminated is wisdom free from those pollutions, okay? Is wisdom free from those, for instance, the wisdom directly realizing emptiness is uncontaminated because it is not polluted, okay? Not polluted by ignorance or its predisposing latencies. The uncontaminated is wisdom free from these pollutions, okay? Not from the viewpoint of the nature of object of contaminated wisdom, and those free from the obscuration of ignorance. Okay. I think this is so. I'm just trying to remind you of this, the meaning of the uncontaminated phenomena and uncontaminated wisdom and contaminated wisdom. Okay, the meaning of uncontaminated wisdom and contaminated wisdom. Okay, so it should be understood as such.
Would it be correct to say that the positive states of mind, like compassion and love, are also not embedded in the mind, in the nature of the mind?
No, embedded in mind is okay, but what is not okay is that embedded in the nature of mind.
Nature meaning ultimate nature.
Yes, nature, refers to ultimate nature. So we need to understand that when we say this nature of mind, it simply means the ultimate nature. Okay, we just condense the words. Okay, if you have so many words, so for instance, when we say the first great compassion observing sentient being, but it is mere sentient being. Okay, observing mere sentient being. When we say simjana mi being in Tibetan, okay, actually it is simjana tsamla mi, but we just abbreviate, okay, the one word tsam, because it is understandable and it is more convenient to say, okay. So likewise, when we say the nature of mind, okay, we should understand that this means the ultimate nature of mind, okay. So no too much words, the meaning is clear, okay. So otherwise, scripture would be too wordy. When we say we need to talk too much.
Then you have to explain.
No, explain. Yeah. Already, first explanation is needed, okay? Later on, it's very, So,
If we say that the mind has no qualities that are embedded in its nature because its nature is empty of inherent existence, then how does it make sense in that when, like His Holiness says that our nature is kindness?
our nature is a conventional nature.
Yeah, so if the mind's ultimate nature has no qualities
nature,
embedded within it,
You
then-
can also utilize this, terminology, nature. When he says nature, it's just loosely, saying ordinary audience, not scholars. If you encounter
I get
Top-
that.
scholars, you would not use this. But ordinary sense, okay, I think the words just words, Yeah, in
but-
ordinary sense, you can say also nature. That the nature of this stuff is what is your nature of something, what is nature of this lead? You say, you can describe with colors and shape, okay?
But he seems to use it as to refer to how we automatically want to reach out and help one another. That our inclination seems to be to want to help, to be kind, to love. But if the nature of the mind has no conventional nature, then how do you explain that? How do you, if the nature of the mind has no defining quality, no quality embedded within it, why would you say that our kindness and compassion is what spontaneously arises or is what defines?
This is the solely due to the nature of our mind is ultimate nature of reality. So compassion can arise. This is opposite, I think. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, the emptiness. Okay, there's only two possibilities. Okay, the nature of mind. Okay, with regard to the nature of mind. Okay, what is your nature of mind? When you say the nature of mind, it 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 reflects, I think, the mode of its existence. Okay, mode of its existence. Okay, if you say the mode of such existence, then emptiness or inherent existence, only two: inherently existence or empty of inherent existence. So, what is the mode of the existence? So, since the mind is empty of inherent existence, therefore, its ultimate. Therefore, I think the mode of mind, the mode of the existence of mind. Okay, I think the mode of the existence of mind is being empty of inherent existence. Okay, is, in other words, I think existing. Mode of existing without being inherently existent. I think. Okay, mode. I think so. So when you look at this, investigate, the mode of existence of mind, finally you will reach out. You will, I think, reach. You will reach, I think, that the emptiness of mind. The final point. First, you begin to analyze the mode of existence of mind. Whether when you investigate such quality, you investigate in such a way that whether the mind is established by conception or inherently existent. So if you apply such kind of investigation, finally you will come to know that the mind does not inherently existent. So therefore, the emptiness of mind is the ultimate, I think, mode of existence of mind. So so therefore, compassion can be generated. Loving kindness can be generated. If the mind is if the mind were inherently existent, then you cannot generate compassion, loving kindness. And generosity and ethics and so on and so forth. Since I think the emptiness of mind being the ultimate mode of existence of mind, we can generate compassion. And we can generate loving kindness. Yeah, but when this terminology, the nature of mind, the terminology, such terminology as, I think, nature of mind, can be loosely, I think, utilized, conveying conventional nature of mind. But technically speaking, when we say nature of mind, it just refers to the ultimate nature. Yeah, you can utilize when as you said earlier. Our we have conventional nature of mind. Loving kindness, such as conventional nature of mind. Yes, that's right. But I think these are conventional nature of mind. But when we use technically speaking, nature of mind implies ultimate nature. Okay, for instance, mind does not. Mind being. Okay, mind being would be better. Mind being non-existent from, I think, its own nature. Make sense? Mind being not existent from by own nature, by its own nature, okay, by its own nature. Does it make sense? Interpreted. Okay. Means mind. Okay. By mind. Okay. Let me say this. It's not that hard. By mind being. Okay. Mind being non-existent by its own nature. No. Okay, let me start. Now I found this. Okay, now mind being non-existent by its own nature.
That means the mind is non-existent.
No, not
You say that it is by its own nature.
by nature. By Rangshin Kimeva is Rangshin is okay. Okay, by way of its own nature.
Yes, by way of
Its own nature.
character, by way of
By way of its own nature. Being non-existent by way of its own nature. It is existent, but it is non-existent by way of its own nature.
it's easier to say it's non-existent.
Yes. Yes, this is also synonymous. This is Rangshin Kimewa interpreted. Rangshin is nature. Rangshin Ki by its own nature. Rangshin Ki means by its own nature. Rangshin Ki Mewa, non-existent. Okay. Rangone Mewa means non-inherently existent. Rangshin Ki means by its own nature. Being non-existent by its own nature. Do not exist by on its own, does not exist by its own nature. But even though it exists, it does not exist by its own nature. Yeah. So this is on is the on side means rangone. Yeah, rangone means from its own on accord, I think. On its own accord. Okay. Does not exist on its accord. Okay. Rangone never. Okay, so this is important, I think. So this one, I think, Rangshingi never is, I think. It's very, the other terms are very, familiar here. Okay. Non-inherently existent. Okay, this is very common. But this one synonym, okay, we should remember. Rangshin Kimeva interpreted. Rangshin is nature. Kimeva is by way of nature. By way of its own nature. It does not exist by way of by way of its nature, by way of its own nature. But it doesn't exist. Yeah, this exists, okay. This lid exists. But this lid does not exist by its own nature. Does it make sense? Oh yeah. Okay, so by its own nature means that, it means that when we say this, okay, it also it comes to, okay, when we say which of you, then the Rangshinki Yobazi means that this lit innate notion, okay, or innate conception, which grasps this lead as existing by its own way of nature, is in ignorance, innate, subtle innate ignorance. And it is also same as, Rangshin La Yoba. This also, okay, that conception, grasp, this lead, exists into its nature, into Rangshin La Yoba, Nilu La Yoba. Within, maybe, within its nature, Nilu La, Pumba Nilu La Juba Siva. Nilu La, I think, I think, should be okay. Okay. Nilu La in Tibetan, okay, how to say. Preposition is a little bit, okay. If you grasp, okay, a part, existing, grasp part as existing in the nature of itself. Oh, these are synonymous, okay. Synonyms, I mean. Okay, synonymous, okay. These are synonymous. Correct, I think. Huh. Okay. But, okay, please think of them, okay, for yourself. And then, if these are not clear enough, then you can also, ask questions in the future.
If it was the translation.
I see.
Translate the terms.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
If you're not familiar with the certain translation,
Mm.
then it doesn't make any sense. But
Mm.
if you're familiar with the
Oh, yeah.
translation,
Oh, yeah.